And just like that, we're back with yet again another update on XRP. Happy Friday wherever you are around the world. We're obviously entering the weekend. Very exciting time for a lot of people. Hope you guys have a relaxed, amazing weekend. Forget about the markets for once. Your boy Crypto ZX will keep you covered. So don't stare at the markets. I'll bring you guys these updates, but I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Sometimes it's good to, stay away from the markets, as I've stated to you guys before, because we can really get hooked to these markets. So I would strongly suggest that. But today, as far as the market is concerned, some people might not be happy because we're seeing a retracement. And I'm going to go over that because a lot of comments coming in, well, this was short-lived, the market is already going down. Hold off. Let's just settle down right then and there. Let's take a look at on the weekly time frame. Let's also take a look at on the monthly time frame. This speaks a lot for itself. So I don't want to hear anyone saying, the market is, plummeting and this and that, yada, yada, yada. We want to be taking a look at the bigger picture. But looking at the price, $2.33, down 3.9% over the course of the last 24 hours. Also down 1% in Bitcoin. Comparative valuation at $137 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $3.7 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So I actually want to start off with this, XRP derivatives options volume up 76%, guys. That is insane to keep in mind. But let's start off with this, why is the market seeing a retracement right now? This right here is one of the main reasons. So, Donald Trump, once again, we're hearing tariffs happening. So I have long ago informed Tim Cook of Apple that I expect their iPhones that will be sold in the US will be manufactured and built in the US, not India or any place else. If that is not the case, a tariff of at least 25% must be paid by Apple to the US. I think he meant to say thank you for your attention on this matter. So he's slapping on a 25% tariff on Apple, on all the iPhones that are sold here. And when you look at it from this perspective, why do you think this is the case? He wants the US to be benefiting the most. And he does not want these companies to go offshore and, make these products at such a cheap price and bring it over. He wants it to be in-house. If that's totally fine, but you're going to be paying 25% tariff, which of course is going to mean Apple might have to increase its prices, or they're going to be spending more money if, obviously they're going to be paying, the tariff. So it's going to be very interesting. Donald Trump, clear what he wants to do. He wants to make the U.S. As much as successful as possible, and he wants U.S. to become the crypto hub, of course, which we know about this. And, we talk about potential getting rid of all of the different taxes there are for, crypto gains, or potential even all the capital gains. How does that even make sense? The only way it makes sense is when everything is in-house in the US. So very, very interesting. Let me know your thoughts down below. And he has obviously, went after Walmart as well recently. So, quite interesting, when you look at it from that perspective. But look at this, it's happening. Institutional access to crypto is accelerating from the launch of XRP futures and ETFs on CME and NASDAQ just this week. It's clear the market is maturing and exposure to crypto is expanding. Brad Gerlinghouse locks in for 60 seconds and unpacks the excitement around crypto ETFs in a special episode of Crypto in 1 minute. So pretty much he goes over as to how ETFs are changing the game. And we know about this. Before, institutional investors did not have as easy exposure to, crypto. Now they can directly, get in and out of these ETFs. And, this is attracting big money. Everyone has access to buy, these, ETFs, which of course has exposure into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I think, in the very near future, we're going to have access to other digital assets such as, of course, XRP, Solana. So it just brings in so much exposure, to this new emerging digital space. And it just really shows you how revolutionary this moment really is for the broader market, especially ETFs being introduced. But moving forward, take a look at this. Remember, RLUSD was deployed with high-value institutional utility and compliance at its core. RLUSD is fully aligned with both current and future regulatory standards. How is this possible? Ripple has built its business around regulatory alignment, treating compliance as a strategic advantage. By adapting its service to meet the specific rules of specific jurisdictions, Ripple helps financial institutions navigate and fulfill their regulatory responsibility with precision. Its core product and already structured to meet domestic compliance requirements, which positions Ripple to thrive as a new regulation emerges. Simply put, Ripple and RLUSD can adjust to the exact regulatory demand that any bank must follow at any time. This flexibility is a major advantage and sets RLUSD apart from other stablecoins that rely on one size fits all framework. RLUSD is extension of Ripple's regulatory first infrastructure. It operates within a system designed to evolve alongside both domestic and international regulatory landscapes. Very, very interesting. And speaking about that, Dubai government has issued a digital assets directly on the XRPL ledger. Slowly but surely, XRPL ledger is being looked at, and I think this is just the beginning. And moving forward, take a look at this. President Trump says, tariffs are helping, not hurting Americans. As I stated at the beginning, they're not hurting, they're helping because they're creating jobs in America. And that's such a good thing to look at because, yes, it's definitely creating, more jobs because, of course, if companies come in-house, bring their operations from outside back home, that is going to obviously help create more jobs. So very, very interesting, from that aspect. But let's take a look at, what's happening. So if you're looking at the dominance, 64.04%, it did go back up to the 64 level. BTC did see a little bit of a pullback. I think that is due to, the tariff announcements coming out. But, oh my God, the price is going down. Let's settle down. Let's settle down. Just a nice, healthy correction, being supported by the previous all-time high. And that is a healthy correction, which is very much needed. Now we can move the Fibonacci level up. There we have it. That was a new all-time high, and now we are being supported by the previous all-time high, but a very, very nice correction, a nice healthy correction actually. But if you're looking at it from just April 8th, Bitcoin has gone up 50%, and this is the largest asset, 50%. If you want to put this into perspective, that means we're talking about billions and billions of dollars that has flown into BTC over just a short span of time. So a little bit of a healthy correction. All the comments are obviously going to be like, oh, the prices are going down. Come on, let's take a look at it from this perspective. XRP still in the 38.2, not the end of the world. Obviously, it's going to react to Bitcoin. People are, only focusing on XRP going down, but just neglecting what's happening, with the broader market. Bitcoin seeing a healthy correction, which is totally fine. Even if we, get supported by here, totally fine. Totally fine. It's part of the game. And if you're looking at XRP holding really nicely within the 38.2 right now, we're going to take it one step at a time. Let me know down below what you guys think. Love each and every one of you guys. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.